A very warm welcome back to the afternoon sessions here at Window. I'm joined in the studio by Domi Kijera is back with us. Good afternoon, Domi.
Good afternoon, Regan.
We had a great morning here with 5 rounds of the formation skydiving in the VFS and in the open and in the female category as well. Let's just have a look at what happened in the scores there. In the VFS, third place Amigos, 4 Amigos on 31 points. In the second place, Escoscrito on 50 points, but way out in the front, 80 points for the Skyriders, as you would expect. In the female four-way, Vosfin Girls on 53 points, the NFTO on 95 points, and out in front the French Wimby Girls on 114. In the open, it's been very exciting, neck and neck at the top between Hayabusa and Arizona Airspeed, but the top 5 as it stands after 4 rounds scored. We've had 5 rounds of competition, but just 4 rounds on the screen so far. Echo Chamber on 113, Qatar Tigers on 119, 3 points ahead on 122, Real Fly Sion. Now the top 2, Arizona Airspeed, 29 to begin with, and then they matched Hayabusa with a 26 each, and then round 3 a 27 each. Round 4 it all went different. It means Arizona Airspeed finish off the morning session with 1-2-3 after the 4 rounds scored, but Hayabusa out in the lead, 7 points clear with 1-3-0. It's been a big morning of action, and this afternoon, Domi, we're going into the compulsory rounds of the junior freestyle.
Absolutely, Regan. We're going to start with junior freestyle in a few minutes. Today we're going to see 2 rounds from the skids. First a compulsory round, which we're about to see soon, and then later in the afternoon we'll watch the first free round with music. We'll also see some open freestyle today, same format. We're going to see a compulsory round and then a free round with music.
Great, we're going to have a look at the junior freestyle discipline after this little word from our sponsors.
Si realmente crees en ello, cualquier cosa es posible.
And a very warm welcome back. It is the afternoon session here for day 2 of Win Games 2018. Junior freestyle is what we're going into next. We've got some video explanation here of just how that freestyle works.
El freestyle es una disciplina artística de un solo volador. Consiste en realizar 3 rondas. Las 2 primeras rondas son las llamadas compulsory y son la parte técnica de esta disciplina. Los voladores deberán realizar 3 movimientos obligatorios en cada una de estas 2 rondas. La tercera ronda es la llamada free routine o free routine con música. El volador escoge una canción y puede expresarse libremente dentro del túnel volando al ritmo de la canción. Igualmente los jueces valorarán la parte técnica de los movimientos que realice, además de la parte artística. Si te ha gustado este vídeo, no dudes en darnos like, suscríbete al canal y síguenos en nuestras redes sociales.
Yeah, so it is junior freestyle coming up, and Domi, tell us a bit about who we've got and what's been going on with the junior freestyle.
So, we have quite a few competitors this year, and I think this is the first time in the Win Games that we split junior and open, and with a really nice turnout. So in junior freestyle, we have Malachi Depp, who's 13 years old from Canada. He's also competing in dynamic two-way with Team Taurus, with Guillaume Boileau. Definitely a very talented young man. We're going to see much more of him, sure, in the years to come. We have Kinga Bala from Poland. She's 10 years old. We saw her at the Clash of Lions just a couple of weeks ago. Very talented young lady as well. And then we have Isabel Ko from Singapore, 10 years old, and from Singapore as well, Vera Po, 8 years old, and Kai Minjimali, 8 years old, from Singapore. So a big crew from Singapore, which has provided us with a lot of very talented flyers. I'm sure you all know the Firefly girls, who've been leading the way for Singapore in international competition and being amazing ambassadors. Hugely talented flyers, an amazing person. So it's really nice to see that the next generation is already getting ready to shine on the podiums. From Poland as well, we have Krisha Avnuk, also competing in the Clash of Lions recently. Very, very beautiful routine, very energetic. I know she was one of your favorites over there. And we have from Italy, 9 years old, Matteo Andreotti, Team Mini Bro. I would only assume that this is because we have the bros training in Milan, yes. Léo Blanchon and Clément, Clément Gizmo. The bros, so I'm pretty sure they might have something to do with that name here. From Canada as well, we have Coralie Boudreau, who was competing in the World Championship in Canada, in Montreal. A very beautiful routine as well. And last but not least, we have Amy Watson, 12 years old, from Australia, from Team Space Devils. That's a name that you've probably heard before and that you're going to hear much more, I'm sure, in the years to come. This is a crew of young athletes led by Hungarian Laszlo, who's been very helping a lot with developing freestyle. Is from the beginning been very adamant about the music and trying to present freestyle in a different way. I know they have a lot of stuff brewing. Leo Volkov is helping that crew of kids. Inka Tito has been coaching them a lot as well. So hiring the two top freestyle flyers to coach those kids, I'm sure we're going to see some really amazing things from them.
Yeah, they've been working out of Madrid. We've been watching a lot of their action. They've put together that great promotion about how they want to push forward for the Olympics as well, with Lucas and his father. He's a big promoter in events in the past in Hungary with these big, many hundreds of people, his events. He knows how to put on a show.
He does indeed.
So we're going to be about 5 minutes away from the start of the Junior Freestyle. We'll be back here in the studio with me and Domi in about 5 minutes.
Hi, my name is Maya. I'm from Poland. I've been flying for 6 years and I do solo freestyle. For me, the Wind Games are a very big event because it's very social. I have a lot of friends here. It happens every year, so it's pretty steady and it's just really fun. I just arrived here. I only have 15 minutes of training, unfortunately, but I'm going to make the most of it and hopefully just quickly get used to the tunnel and shred. Freestyle is starting on Friday, so hopefully you guys can watch it on the stream. It's going to be on the Window website, and I hope you enjoy it.
Hey, I'm Josh Rizzolasco. I'm 26 years old and I am on Team Vipers. We are currently the World Cup champions and world champions of Dynamic Two-Way. We're here in Windor competing in solo speed round, Dynamic Two-Way, and Dynamic Four-Way. To train with him, our family helps us a lot with training as well. They help us time, they help record us, they help with and it's awesome to have this kind of support with our team, and I'm very fortunate to be on a team like this. What's crazy is this competition is one of the biggest competitions of the year for sure, and it's amazing on how many. My teammate Andrew Soltik, he helps me. He helps by pushing me a lot with tunnel flying and competing, and it's awesome to train with him. Our family helps us a lot with training as well. They help us time, record us. They help with seeing if we're busting or not, and it's awesome to have this kind of support with our team, and I'm very fortunate to be on a team like this. What's crazy is this competition is one of the biggest competitions of the year for sure, and it's amazing on how many people come together to put an amazing competition like this. So much media, so many amazing flyers, and it's turning the sport into an amazing, like, huge. We're gonna be here for solo speed, dynamic two-way, and dynamic four-way, and we're here to win. So hopefully I see you guys here at Windor for the Wind Games.
Los Wind Games son la competición de vuelo indoor de Windor, el primer túnel de viento de España, y nacieron con el objetivo de promover el vuelo indoor como deporte. El vuelo indoor es un deporte federado en nuestro país y consiste en volar dentro de un túnel de viento siguiendo una serie de normas. Los Wind Games son la competición con más repercusión mediática de todo el mundo, con más de 500 millones de visualizaciones online y apariciones en medios y canales de todo el mundo. En los Wind Games tenemos 5 disciplinas divididas en 2 grandes grupos, las disciplinas estáticas y las dinámicas. Dentro de las estáticas encontramos el EFES, 4 voladores realizando movimientos en posición horizontal en la parte baja del túnel, y el VFS, 4 voladores realizando movimientos en posición vertical en la parte media-baja del túnel. Dentro de las dinámicas tenemos las speed races o carreras de velocidad, el freestyle, las disciplinas más artísticas, y el dinámico, una mezcla entre la velocidad y el artístico.
And a very warm welcome back to the Red Bull studio. They've really stepped it up this year here in Spain with the Wind Games, with the explanations of the events, and I really hope you appreciate the work that's been put in there for it, Domi.
Yes, I'm really excited to see what's going to happen, and the way it's been displayed and presented to the world is definitely a step up, and something that we need to keep capitalizing on every competition around the globe to do better and better about showing what we do.
Yeah, we've got the junior freestyle event coming up very shortly in the compulsory round. We have the compulsory and the free rounds. Tell us a little bit how those 2 rounds vary, Dominic.
So a compulsory is basically, there's 3 moves that are determined way ahead of time, that all the competitors knows about. The rules are published long time before the comp, and they have to integrate those 3 moves inside a routine. So those moves, they don't take a lot of time. Most of them are just a few seconds worth of flying, and the routine is still 45 seconds. So they need to integrate those 3, whichever way they want, in which order they want. They need to give the order to the judges, so the judges know which one is going to come up first, second, and third. And then around this, the entrance into the tunnel, the exit of the tunnel, and everything in between, the way they link those moves or what they fly in between, is entirely up to the flyers. So it's kind of a free routine with some compulsory elements in the middle.
We're just waiting to find out what these compulsory routines are for the juniors. We'll be getting that information to you very, very shortly indeed. At the moment, we can tell you we're about 2 minutes away from the start of this event, the afternoon. 8 teams taking part. It's going to be really interesting. Quite a few of these competitors, we've watched them compete with the Opens in the past. It's the first time we've seen them like Amy now in this junior category we've got here. It's going to be quite interesting now. It's a bit of a mix-up, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, like especially in junior, we have quite a wide range of age. Obviously, somebody who's 8 and somebody who's 14. At that age, it makes quite a difference. You've been flying for longer. But a lot of potential in there, and definitely the future of the sports lies in those junior competition.
So it is a freestyle event. We've got the 2-way coming as well, and some 4-way action today. Going to be late, 11 o'clock by the time we finish, I think, Dominic?
Yeah, it's going to be a full day pack of really strong flying with so many disciplines and so many good flyers. Some also new format for the dynamic two-way, so bear with us. We'll make sure we run you through everything that's going to happen, because it's something you've never seen before in a dynamic competition. Again, we're trying things, and then we'll debrief after the comp and see how we like it.
Yeah, it is a new way, isn't it? It's a new style, what we've got this afternoon in the 2-way.
Yeah, basically the way it goes usually is that everybody flies every round, but just when you get to the final round, it decides which ranking you're battling for. What we have for the Wind Game this year is a bit different. We're going to go into some kind of knockout, but with a chance for even a team who had a counter performance at the beginning of the tournament to keep going until the end. The way that's going to go is we have the ranking from yesterday's qualifier, right? We had 19 18 teams. So now, after those 3 speed rounds and these 3 rounds, they ended up with a final score, which ranked them from 19 to 1. The top 6 have already gotten their slot for the quarterfinal on Saturday, but not necessarily the order, and that's something I'm gonna get back to you soon. So those 6 teams, they have their slots, they're safe. Now all the other teams, they still have a chance for 2 of those to go up to the quarterfinal, and the way it's going to work is that they've been divided in 4 groups. We're going to have, and we call them levels. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. The first level is going to have 4 teams competing on a free round and a speed rounds. Cumulative score, that's going to give a ranking out of those 4. The number 1 out of those 4 is going to move up to the next level. The 3 bottoms, they're not. And then the next level, same thing, 4 teams battling up, free speed, getting a general score. 1 team out of this is going to move up, the other 3 won't. And by doing this every time, so we repeat that process 3 times until the final level, and this final level, the top 2 are going to move up to the quarterfinal.
All right, and it'll be a lot clearer as we get into the competition, and we'll explain it as well as we're going through that for you. But right now, freestyle junior 8 athletes taking part for this championship. I think we're about a minute away from the start of the freestyle. Let's just check in with another quick video from our sponsors before we go to the live action. One more video from our sponsors before the live action.
Si realmente crees en ello, cualquier cosa es posible.
Welcome back with me, Regan Tetlow, Dominic Ager. You just got handed the compulsory rounds for the juniors. What we got going on the first round?
So it's slightly different than from the open, and especially in the repartition between the 2 compulsory rounds. So the first move is going to be a 360 barrel roll stall. So this is a move that starts back to the judges, flies down on their belly, do a 360 barrel roll and back up on their head. The second move is a head up 360 breaker, starts head up, do half a breaker on the bottom and then back up on their feet. And then a tuck double back loop, as its names indicate, a tuck double back loop.
All right, so we're just almost ready to start. It's a little bit complicated, different ways of judging. We have all the different disciplines, like this morning in the formation skydiving, the judges are remote, they're downstairs, they're looking at the video action, they're pressing the buttons every time a formation is complete, and that's how that's done. Then with the freestyle now, we've actually got the judges here. Tell us how it all lines up, Dominic.
So, especially for the compulsory rounds, all the judges are sitting together in a very specific point of the tunnel, because most of those compulsories are supposed to be viewed a certain way. So the competitors need to know where the judges will be sitting, because they need to engineer their routine to set themselves up in a certain way to present themselves back to the judges or side to the judges, because some of the elements that the judges are looking at can only be seen from one point. So if they were spread out around the tunnel, they couldn't be doing the same job. So they're all going to be sitting together for the compulsory and looking at very specific move. The way it works is that if everything is done perfect, on paper it's a 10. And then there's deduction for all the little kind of mistakes. If they're not on level, if they're move around. So this is what we're about to see now. Malachi Deas, also part of the Space Devil crew, who was just in Madrid recently from Canada. Okay, and he just did his 360 barrel roll stall that we saw on the side, so not quite the view that the judges are looking at. Throwing some flip twist here. And that's the breaker. So that's also one of the compulsory, really nicely done from Malachi. Space Lab here. And a running one. Breaker, setting himself up for the tuck loop. Nicely done. So those were the 3 compulsory, and he's out.
It's a big crowd, please, and they love that one. Big round of applause there for our Canadian.
Really nice flip twist here. And again.
Now, Kinga Bala from Poland with an explosive way of flying, Domi. She's just like little rockets all over.
She is very energetic. And she had a pretty good compulsory rounds a couple of weeks ago, so
Yeah.
expecting the best from this young lady.
8 competitors in this junior freestyle. And it's the first round, the compulsory is round 1. We have the team stuff this morning with the VFS and the 4-way with the open and the female. We'll give you those scores early. You can check out all the results as well online on the Window internet page and of course on the Facebook page of the event. All the details are there waiting for you. It looks quite full out there, Domi, out in the crowd. Looks like it's a standing room only.
Yeah, the judges are probably, taking a few seconds to score the previous performance. They are judging live. They have the possibility of looking at the videos afterwards to make sure that they're good on everything.
Yeah, it is a different speed, a different pace with the action. With the 4-way teams we saw this morning, people get used to seeing team after team after team, straight in, straight out. It is live judging. It makes a difference.
It is live judging, and at least you get the result way quicker.
Yeah.
All right, she is in. All right, so this is still part of our free, everything that she does around the compulsory. She's setting herself up now. The back loop, nicely done. And into the head-up 360 breaker. That was the second compulsory move. And into the 360 barrel roll stall. So she's done with the compulsory points now. Everything that she's done is completely of her own volition. Very fast rotation. And she's out. So Regan, have you noticed there's no music here,
Yes.
right? So that was a debate from the competitors, and there've been some compulsory with music before. That was the case at Montreal last year. I'm pretty sure it's decided that it's not going to be the case anymore, and that's what's going on here at the Win
Right.
Games. They're keeping the compulsory purely technical, trying to make it a bit shorter, 45 seconds, and no music, no distraction. So really looking at the compulsory themselves and keeping the music for the free rounds, for the purely beautiful entertainment part of the show.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. We had the compulsory with music 10 days ago in France. It works as well, it's nice, but I like the idea of the separation. This is a compulsory round. This is just pure skill of what they can do, and looking at that angle, and then save the music for the free round. I like it. I like it.
Yeah. I guess it's been divided flyers. I don't think everybody agrees on that, but again, it's good to try and then see at the end of the day, after actually trying something, which one you prefer the best.
Is there going to be a workshop after this between the competitors?
To be honest with you, I do not know about freestyle. There's going to be one for dynamic. We're running one on Sunday afternoon and Monday all day. All dynamic flyers are welcome to join us. I'm not quite sure something has been planned for the freestyle.
Okay, so next in, part of the big stable of talent coming out of Singapore right now. She's in, Isabel Cole.
Nice space lab, which isn't part of the compulsory, but nicely done. And she just did her 360 barrel roll stall. And getting into the breaker 360. So one of the things the judges are looking at for this one is really the use of the space. So starting on one side of the tunnel and then making your 360 all the way across. And she's just went for a double tucked back loop. One of the things the judges are looking at for this is staying on level, keeping the body position really tucked, really closed, and staying on level.
Stayed on heading as well. Is
on
important.
heading as well,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned before, the judges are looking at it from a certain point of view.
It was a delicate little exit, wasn't it? Like a pause in the door. And for the picture we're seeing there, the judges are just outside to the left of that angle. We can see. We can talk a bit about that as we get those different shots. We might even be able to see the judges. They're just sat around the edge of the, the tunnel.
In next, little Vera Po, little legend. I was just having a little interview with her earlier. She was very nervous to be on camera, but she's not nervous when she flies. She's young but very talented, absolutely cute. Nobody's gonna get me wrong on that.
No, she's not. And out in Bahrain at the Flight Fighters, her free round to music was just absolutely heart-rendering. It was little delicate kind of music box kind of
It
style.
was, well, the music was from Miyazaki movie.
Yeah.
For any of you anime fans out there, Miyazaki is one of the most renowned Japanese filmmaker. I think the first one to win an Oscar. And yeah, the choice of music was very matching with her style and her personality.
It was absolutely beautiful. So, Vera Paul, waiting for, you can see the judges there, the bottom right-hand corner of the shot.
Yeah.
And,
so judging this competition, we have three freestylers, actually. We can see Inka Tito. She was the first world champion. And she won in Prague. And, oh, there she is. More on the judges later. And the barrel roll stall. Setting yourself up for the... Oh, another one. It looked like she was going to go for the tuck loop, but she did another move here. She's going for the breaker there. A little pose, but pulled it off. Going for the tucked back loop. So you see how she's doing two rotation here. One of the things the judges are looking at is there continuity between those two, or is there a break? And if there's a break in between, they're going to deduct some points. Very flexible, huh? You can see how bent she gets.
It's incredible.
And she's out. Very nicely down for Vera.
I think that's the biggest cheer we've had from the crowd as well this afternoon on the sessions. It's a full house. It's just geared up to be a brilliant afternoon and evening of entertainment, Dommy. I think people here are in for a treat with all the action we've got coming our way this afternoon. Very warm welcome. We've just joined us around the world on the live stream this morning. We had over 24,000 people registered and online watching from many different countries: Spain, France, Italy, UK, USA, Australia. 22,530 was the totals for this morning. We'll keep updating those figures for you as we go through the day. Next up from Poland, Krishna Winuk.
Stretching out her arms, getting ready to get in.
And there's no set order for the compulsories, but they do have to declare what order they will do them.
Yes, absolutely. They have to inform the judge prior to their flights in which order they're going to fly everything, so the judges know what to expect, which helps them identify when it's going to happen. You can tell most of the time because there's a certain setup to get into a move. They usually get into it from the same way and positioning themselves the same way into the tunnel. So when you're used to looking at that, you can anticipate when it happens, but it really helps when you know which move is going to happen in which order.
Yeah, they make it look very easy, just positioning themselves right in front of the judges before it starts. But, you know, with the disorientation and the unfamiliar tunnels, you can quite easily get lost, eh?
Yeah, that's why it's important for the flyers to train even just a little bit in the tunnel they're going to compete in prior to competing. And she starts straight in with the breaker, the 360 breaker. And then going into the tuck loop. So you see here she went slightly off heading. That's
Yes.
going to be something that the judges are probably going to deduct a little bit of time for. It was very minor. Like she mostly stayed in the same orientation, but just a little bit of movement is going to make a difference. Especially when you have so many good competitors that are all doing the move, right? Like nobody is going completely off. So the judges are going to have to look for the little details, and little changes of heading, little changes of level are going to be the reasons that some teams are going to get scored a bit higher than others.
Yeah, I mean, the event is called Junior Freestyle, but it's not junior in its skill level. All these flyers are world class, Domi.
Yeah, and some of them have been training for quite a long time, actually, and it really shows. It's been really nice to watch the improvement of some of those teams over the years, from being mainly cute to being absolutely amazing flyers.
Yeah.
And you know, if they keep the passion for flying, and if that's something they want to keep doing as they grow up, as teenagers and as young adults, they're going to have this huge advantage of starting that a long time ago. So not only the advantage of how much they've been training, but also how early on in their life they've been integrating flying. And you all know that the younger you start learning something, your brain is definitely made for learning better. Yes. It's a huge advantage, and I think we're today preparing a generation of amazing flyer, and those kids are probably going to be doing things in 10 years that we cannot even think of today.
Kai came to our attention at the Flight Fighters in Bahrain in November with his very special performance. You were judging there, weren't you, Dominic?
Absolutely. Kai Minejima was definitely one of my little crush at the Fight Fighters. He's young, 8 years old, one of the youngest competitors in this competition, but somebody to watch. Like if he keeps at it, it's going to be amazing for sure.
Yeah, him and Vera came and invaded the studio and had a photo call, sat down with the headsets and the microphones, and got some great pictures. They weren't going to let us back in there, but eventually they decided to let us back into the studio.
Yeah, actually caught them at some point playing some ninja game outside, running around the tunnel, fighting each other.
Yes.
It's really awesome to see their energy they bring into this, right? Like, I cannot even imagine for me, if at that age, if I've been thrown in a tunnel, I would have been just as happy, I think.
Absolutely. Very good afternoon, everybody watching around the world and here as well. It is Win Games 2018, the 5th event we've had here in Ampere Brava of these championships, and every year they up the game a little bit more. This year, it's all about the video explanation showing you how all these events operate. We want to keep pushing it forward. Domi's very instrumental in that. She's been around from the very beginning of tunnel competitions, especially on a dynamic side as well. You're constantly working, innovating. You're not resting on your competition. You're working hard with all the competitors to make sure we have the best sport available.
By the athletes, for the athletes.
Here we go. Here's Kai.
Something we see sometimes is similar elements between their free routine and the part they put in between the compulsories. That was the case for Kai here. So he just did his barrel roll stall, and he's going into the 360 breaker. So you see here Kai is going from his feet to his belly and then doing the 360 in the middle and then back up on the other side, when like ideally the move happens like all throughout the tunnel. So that's something the judges are going to be looking at. We also just saw his tucked back loop. That was pretty good. So now he's done the 3 compulsory move. He's free to fly whatever he wants until he gets out. And when I say free to fly whatever he wants, obviously it's prepared before, right? It's not improvising. Very nice round for Kai.
And a great appreciative cheer comes out from the audience. Mini Bro Matteo will be our next talent, our next athlete into the tunnel.
I don't think I've ever seen him fly yet. That's going to be the first time for the Mini Bro.
It really is. We're just wandering around the tunnel yesterday and last evening, and there was families here with small children as well, and you just don't know if you're looking at an athlete or if it's just somebody's child who they've got with them. You just don't know anymore, do you? The talent is from all ages.
Yeah.
So the scores, Domi, do we know whether we're going to be, one, getting the scores live to us in the studio? Are we going to be able to see them on screen, the scores for the freestyle as they happen? I don't think so, no?
No, I assume that the judges might want to take a little bit of time to review everything and to make sure that they've got it right.
I think we'll be able to get them on our systems in the studio at some point, but we're going to find out about that as we move through. Matteo Andreotti, is that correct? Is that the right pronunciation?
Andreotti, I would say.
Yeah, I wasn't far off.
I'm not even sure. I'm just trying here.
I trust your pronunciation over mine. Amy Watson just in the background there, looking very cool and relaxed. 8 competitors in the junior freestyle for us. Nine years of age, Matteo, from Italy. It's amazing how these G3s just seem to fit everybody.
Yeah, they have one for every size. A little Pikachu on this helmet. All right, he's getting towards the door, is about to get in. Matteo Mini Bro 207. Playing with the door here a little bit. Throwing some flip twists and little breakers. All right, and into his barrel roll stall. Staying on level, nice and smooth. And that was his breaker. So 2 compulsory down, 1 to go. I think he's going to go for it now. Yes, he is. Back tuck, back loop, a little bit offset, a little bit of a pause in between, but nicely done. Some out face around the tunnel, 180 in face carving. Oh, he's going again for the back flip and out the door. Really nicely done for Matteo.
One thing we talked about a little bit in France, Tommy, is with the compulsories. You can do them as many times as you want, but is it right that it's only the first one which will be judged?
Yeah, only the first attempt will be judged.
So Matteo from Italy there with his first round, his first compulsory in the freestyle. Very good afternoon. It's brilliant action. I'm glad you're here and enjoying it. What we've got next up, Amy Watson, again part of this Space Devils team.
Yeah, Amy Watson with this very typical suit and helmet that makes her very standing out in any crowd. Inca actually had the same suit at some point.
She's got a different suit that she's using for a free round, but this is for the compulsories. Is it a
the little
snow
tiger?
Snow
leopard or something.
Snow leopard, that's the one.
And Amy, 12 years old now, she's been competing for a few years. She's from Australia, and she's been coached by a few different flyers, and she is one of the growing star of freestyle. I think she's proven very strong in her training, very perseverant, very talented, very graceful, and she is one of the rising stars of freestyle.
She stopped me outside the tunnel early this morning to test my flexibility to see how far up I could get my leg.
And how far was that, Regan?
About 8% off the vertical.
Yeah, I believe she could do better than you at that.
She did. She blew me out of the water.
So we're not going to see you competing in freestyle anytime soon?
Well, I might have to make up my own special moves.
I'm sure you could.
Yeah, belly 360, barrel roll, back loop, maybe.
Indoor style.
Yeah. So game face on for Amy. Just waiting. Of course, we have to wait for the judges to make sure they're all reset and ready to go.
Right. Nice cross knees here. Rotation. She's going to go into the breaker. Nicely done. Very graceful flyers. Throwing some flip twits in here. Side flying, and she's gonna go into the barrel roll stall, back up on her head into some out face, gripping her feet, flipping through. Beautiful.
Nicely.
Really fast rotation here. She's got one more compulsory to go, and she's gonna go in it right now. Back tucked loop. Nice rotation. Got up just a little bit, but kept the rotation going. And she's out.
Great exit, fantastic control.
Yeah, very good round. Definitely one of the best we've seen in this competition. See how pointy toes she got. That's something that the freestyle judges used to look at, how much you can point your toes, and she definitely can point her toes.
One more athlete in the junior freestyle from Canada, Coralie. Now, in Montreal at the World Meet, she had such a big fan club with her. She had I think the whole class from school was there.
Yeah, I bet. She was on her home turf, which is an advantage in a way, because you get all the support, but can be intimidated sometimes because you probably feel a little bit more pressure. But she's done really nice. Another one of the young lady that's making freestyle junior an amazing discipline to watch.
Just help me with the pronunciation of this surname, Domi. I'm sure it's French.
Magali Boudreau.
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 Yeah, that's what I would have said. I would have said
Say
Boudreau.
it? Can we hear it?
Yeah, Magali.
Coralie
Boudreau.
Coralie Boudreau, almost.
Ouais.
Yeah, I need to work on your R's a little bit more, but
Boudreau?
not too far off.
Boudreau?
No, that would be the Spanish way of saying R.
Boudreau. Boudreau. Wow, it's difficult.
It's okay. I think it's genetically impossible for you
It's not
to
easy for
catch
an
on right
English.
now.
It's not easy for an English at all. So she win the last there. Then we're going to have the look at what we've done there in the round, have a little break, and then we're going to go into the two-way. This is when it really starts to get just a little bit more complicated with the explanation of how it's working.
Yeah, we'll make sure we put a nice graphic on the screen for you guys, and then we'll run you through those explanations one more time.
You're always very good at doing that, of laying it all out online and how
Trying my best.
Yeah, you always do a good job. 8 athletes in the junior freestyle. And we've got the open freestyle as well. Don't forget, we've got the music rounds with the free round as well, with the technicality and the presentation of that. With that, here at the Wing Games 2016 is when it all went through the roof, with Maja Kajinska and Leo Voltrop with their freestyle to music, with those multi-million views. It really set the world on fire.
It is a beautiful thing to watch, and it's also easier to understand because it's an artistic performance. It catches the imagination of everyone, and those amazing flyers bringing a unique style in there, it's helping.
Here we go,
that.
Coralie.
Really nice strong flying from Coralie as well. All right, setting herself up for the tucked back loop. Nicely done. Some side flight carving here. Getting into the head up 360 breaker, very beautiful. One more compulsory to go, and that's the barrel roll stall. Just happened right now. So she is now down with the compulsories, sliding around the glass and getting ready to exit the tunnel.
Yeah, great performance there from all our 8 junior freestylists. World-class action. Incredible stuff that we've just been watching there. It's live. It's second day of Wing Games 2018. Take a little break for a couple of minutes, and then we'll be back here live in the studio with Malcolm and Domi with an interview. See you then.